All right, here we go again. Week 16, 12/27. It being a flex game. We take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Let's go over the Buccaneers roster. This is the last season preview, week 17. We play the Vikings. I've already done that season preview, so this is the last one. So we did finish before the season kickoff Thursday. Hopefully it go up before the Texans game, but here we are again. So let's talk about some of the changes that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made and some of the guys they retained. Tom Brady, they brought him in via free agency from the New England Patriots. They retained Ndamukong Suh, who helped they run stopping defense get up to top five, last year in the NFL. They bring in free agent Leonard Fournette. That happened like last week. They also let Jameis Winston go to the Saints. DeMar Dotson, they let they right tackle go to the Broncos. Jason Pierre-Paul, they retained him. Bayou Allen, they let him go to New England Patriots, 4-3 defensive tackle. Shaq Barrett, they retained him. Franchise tag, he gonna make a lot of money. He was last year's sack leader. Bashad Perriman, they let him walk it out to the New York Jets. He had a big game versus the Lions last year. His dad, Britt Perriman, was a Detroit Lion for those who are too young to remember. Ryan Suckup, they brought him in from the Tennessee Titans, the kicker. They also brought in LaShawn McCoy, and he did make the cut from the Kansas City Chiefs. They let Peyton Barber walk it out to the Washington football team. I'm glad I didn't say the Redskins. Blaine Gabbert, they retained him as the backup quarterback. A.Q. Shipley is their center. They got him from the Cardinals. A.J. Stewart, cornerback, they let him walk it out to the Cleveland Browns. De'Aaron Stewart, he's still a free agent. They didn't bring him back. Sam Acho, still a free agent. They didn't bring him back. 3-4 outside linebacker Carl Nesby, they let him walk it out to the Raiders. Raheem Roaches, they retained him, 4-3 defensive tackle. They also bring back inside linebacker from LSU, I believe, Kevin Minter. They let Earl Watford, right guard, go. He ain't found no home. They brought back left tackle Josh Wells. He is back. Kendall Beckwith, 4-3 outside linebacker. They let him go with no home. Ryan Smith and Andrew Adams, cornerback and safety, they retain them. They let Gerald Hawkins, Matt Gray go. They bring back Jaden Mickens, wide receiver. Joe Hagg, they brought him in from from the Indianapolis Colts. He a right guard. And other than that, they made a lot of changes, but no other big names down there. So I'm not gonna have to go through it. But hey, Orion Stewart, Brian Mitchell, Cyril Grayson, Cody McElroy, Spencer Chanel, hopefully I said that right, Tanner Hudson, Maisie Wilkins, Noah Dawkins, all have not found a home. So they still going. So a lot of lower guys they let go. So let's get to their draft picks. They bring in tackle Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. He got short arms, but he was pretty good. And Iowa do produce some good interior linemen. They also bring in Antoine Winfield Jr. Yes, his dad is Antoine Williams Sr., who played with the Minnesota Vikings. He's a safety. Keyshawn Vaughn, running back from Vanderbilt. Tyler Johnson, receiver from Minnesota. Khalil Davis, defensive lineman from Auburn in the 6th round. 2 7th-round picks, Chappelle Russell and Raymond Callius. I'm not sure if they made the team, but they had a solid draft. I thought they should have went a little bit more heavier on defense, but they got offensive line. That was important that they grabbed, man. But Antoine Winfield Sr., I thought he was going to go in the 1st round out of Minnesota. So, they had an okay draft, So hey, they needed a receiver, Tyler Johnson, after losing Adam Humphries. They got Mike Evans, and they got Chris Godwin, but nothing really behind them that I know of. But to go to the depth chart, they got Chris Godwin at one starter. He can play the slot. He also could play outside from Penn State. They got Mike Evans, who's doing his thing. He's starting. Donovan Smith is starting at left tackle. Ali Marpet is starting at left guard. Ryan Jensen is starting at center. Alex Kappa is starting at right guard. And Tristan Wirfs, the rookie, starting at right tackle. They tied ends to O.J. Howard, Rob Gronkowski, backed up by Cameron Brate, Tom Brady, Blaine Gabbert, and Ryan Griffin are their backup quarterbacks and starting quarterback. Ronald Jones III, LaShawn McCoy, and Leonard Fournette, and Keyshawn Vaughn is all playing. And I said it in order. So right now, Ronald is the starting running back until Leonard get up to speed. Okay. Their defense is 3-4, and Ndamukong Suh at one defensive end. William Golston from Detroit, Cass Tech technician. The Cass Tech people love to tell you where they from. He the other defensive end. Vita, excuse me, yeah. It's a nose tackle. Jason Pierre-Paul is standing up on the outside with Shaq Barrett. The inside linebackers, Levante David, one of the best in the business. Devin White, he coming up. He was a rookie last year. Hella fast, good linebacker. The cornerbacks, Carlton Davis and Sean Buntley Murphy. Their starting safety is Antoine Winfield Jr. and Jordan Whitehead. And their place kicker is Ryan Suckup. Long snapper is Zach Tiener. Their punter is Bradley Pinion. And a punt and kick returner is Jaden Mickens, excuse me. So, we all know the big splash thing this offseason was Tom Brady. Basically, some people think Tom Brady want to go out there and throw a block party and try to outdo Peyton Manning first year in Denver. But, they can get in trouble with that running gun offense. Bruce Arians got a little problem with trying to air it out. And that's why him and Jameis Winston didn't really work. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to air the ball out and it increased Jameis Winston's interceptions as well. So with Tom Brady, the interceptions may not go up, or they shouldn't go up, but the risk of getting injured may go up as well too when you're talking about airing it out a lot. So they really should depend on handing the ball off to Leonard Fournette. They also should worry about LaShawn McCoy, and Ronald Jones III and letting them handle it and then playing off the play action so Brady don't get injured early on. So a lot of short passes, a lot of getting the ball out hot. Brady don't have to come out here and prove nothing to go throw 50-some touchdowns like Peyton did in his first year in Denver. And that's the issue right there. He got to get out there, and they got to protect him early, and then down the stretch, they can start to air the ball out. All right? So that's the whole thing with him. He owed Tampa Bay about week 16. I said they could be in Super Bowl contention or they could be in, like, toilet bowl contention. That's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen. Everybody on paper saying it's a Super Bowl team, but they can end up being the Cleveland Browns. Remember the super team Philadelphia Eagles with Mike Vick and Vince Young. You know what I'm saying? They can end up not being shit. This is boom or bust, I think, for them. So, they got a lot of older guys they depending on. Jason Pierre-Paul old. And Dominic Sugan older. Tom Brady old. Not Mike Evans, but Rob Gronkowski old. So, anything can happen. And Bruce Arians love to air it out. And that's the bad thing about it. He love to air this ball out. And that could open up time for getting injured. You might see air it out time this year as well, too. And if you see that time and he doing good, it's just, at 40-something years old, it just take one hit. It just take one major hit to get him out the game. But, that's what people got to understand. This team is old. It's win now or not at all. And I'm not sure that Bruce Arians is a great fit for Tom Brady neither. So by the time we get to week 16 to play them, we could be in playoff contention. We couldn't be, but so could they. They could be in water bowl contention too, because they don't have nothing behind Tom Brady. Tom Brady can get old overnight like this. Now, that's the last thing you need. Because Gronkowski get old, you got O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. You know what I'm saying? But this team is win now. They got a nice young talent, but they got some deficiencies as well too. Offensively, when I look at them, the line is the one thing I look at. The line. Can they protect Tom Brady if they do go 5 in the hitch or 7-step drops a lot? This is about Bruce Arians too. He should be part of the depth chart in this one too. But Bruce Arians call a ton of pass plays. He just like Andy Reid and Matt Nagy. They like to air it out. If he call a ton of passing plays and deep passing plays early on in the season, Tom Brady probably going to get flaked out. And behind this line, he might get killed. Now, if they're able to run the ball, play kind of a game management, dink and dak like Tom Brady do early on, and then down the season they open it up, they should be okay. But Bruce Arians got full control on how this offense is going to go. He got full control how to move this offense. He is just as critical as Tom Brady. He can protect Brady, or he can make Brady go out there and pass the ball at 40-something years old, 40, 35, 50 times a game, and amplify or increase the chances of him getting injured. That's the best thing about the offense. If they keep it short, they trust the backs, they trust the short running game, short passing game, and then open it up down the season, Brady will be all right. So Bruce Arians is the most integral part of this whole offense. If he allowed Tom Brady to go out there and try to prove a point, air the ball out, Tom Brady probably going to get injured behind that line. And also running the game is going to be critical for them. when I look at the defense and kind of break it down, the front end looks sexy on paper. They got a ton of speed. Ndamukong is fast at his position. Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin White, Levante Davis, Shaq Barrett, they are dominant in the front seven. They had a good run-stopping defense last year, okay? They can get after the passer. My question is this. Is the back end good enough? Antoine Winfield Jr., can he step in and be good at strong safety? Can Sean Buntley Murphy and Carlton Davis do their thing? All right? That's the question. They let Vernon Hargreaves go last year, and the Texans took him on. They brought him back this year, so we just talked about him. So can the back end hold up? You know, and we can see in Philadelphia, they had a dominant front seven, and they was going out there throwing corners on the street, and they were so dominant up front that the back end didn't matter most games. So, you know, they built the same way, and also they can help the back end if Brady is able to put together long drives and put up touchdowns. Then the back end is going to be dealing with teams that's playing from behind and taking chances, and can they take advantage of those opportunities for some of those rush play interceptions and fumbles? And I gotta say, former Lion Ndamukong Suh is on the roster. So I mean, it seemed like every team we broke down this season preview, and this is the last one here for 2020, that they had a former Detroit Lion. I mean, every team has felt like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the Texans was a team that didn't have a former Detroit Lion. It was probably one of the few and only. All right, but you know, basically, how does the Lions attack this offense? Pressure this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You got to disguise pressure. Matt Patricia understands Tom Brady well. He understands what he do, what he don't do. Treat him like a 40-something-year-old quarterback. Hit him when you get an opportunity to hit him. You know what I'm saying? You take Mike Evans away, and you just pay extra attention to Chris Godwin. But this team going to be tough. If they get a system that work with Gronkowski and Cameron Braid and O.J. Howard, it's going to be tough to stop them. So you got to get after Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? He got more weapons than he ever had before, but he older. So you got to hit him and make a reminder to him that he's 40 years old. You got to play. You got to mix the coverage up. You got to be disciplined. This might be the game where bend don't break work. You just want to slow them down, and hopefully they get to the red zone and they kick field goals. If they offense is as explosive as it is on paper. That's why bend don't break worked really well for when we played the Rams 2 years ago, and then when we played the Kansas City Chiefs last year. That's why bend don't break worked well. Those are teams that like to get one big chunk play down the field. You got to be disciplined. You got to stop the run. If you let Brady get to running the ball, it's over with, because he's gonna shred your offense up. That's a known fact. So you got to be disciplined in your run game, your run lanes, and then after that, it's basically you got to get pressure, mix the coverage up, play bend don't break. And hopefully, you get to the red zone, they kick some field goals in the fourth quarter, you in it. Defensively, you got to protect Stafford. They got some goons up front. Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett, last year's sack leader. Ironically, he came from behind Von Miller in Denver. I know they wish they had him now. And Ndamukong Suh can rush the passer. William Golson can rush the passer. I mean, Levante David and Devin Smith are athletic freaks that can really cover a lot of ground. So what you want to do is protect up front. This might not be the greatest game for your tight ends, but Hockenson got a nice size advantage over Levante Davis and Devin White. So if he can get in position to block them out, you should be able to take advantage of that. But this is a game, if you can block up front, you got some matchups in the back end. You like Galladay versus anybody on their defense, Marvin Jones versus anybody, and Amendola in the slot versus anybody they got. So basically, you got to protect Stafford. You got to have some threat of a running game, but also you got to be able to protect. You got to be able to protect him, and then he'll be able to pick them apart down the stretch. So this game can mean a whole lot of nothing for the Lions, a whole lot of something for the Lions. It can mean a whole lot of nothing for Tampa. It can mean a whole lot of something for Tampa. It can mean a whole lot of nothing that they already in the playoffs. It can mean a whole lot of nothing for the Lions not already in the playoffs, or they both could be out of contention and just playing for draft position. So those one of those type of Week 6 games. It's a flex game. If they both in playoff contention, it's going to be a primetime game on Sunday. So we got to see, man. But hey, let me know what you guys thought about the season preview for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Appreciate everybody who supported all the rest of the season previews this season. We are wrapping it up with this one. This is the last one. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links in the description. So hit me up. Twitter's the fastest way. Want to make a donation? Cash App for CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Check out the backup channel, Mercy Sports Talk 2.0. Check out my other channel, my main channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube. One time for the one time we gone.